Welcome back, everybody. Got a quick mail day for you here. Also, today was the MLB trade deadline. And congratulations to the San Diego Padres, taking the risk to be able to get Juan Soto. You got him for 3 years now, 3 playoff runs possibly. What a lineup you got there if you're probably your 3, 4, 5 hitters of Tatis, Machado, and now Soto. Wow, I mean, that could be a game changer in the National League, but we'll see. Atlanta's still pretty good, and the Dodgers are always in the mix, and I think it should be a lot of fun watching these teams come down the stretch and play into the postseason. Just a few things to show you here, but before I do, man, the White Sox didn't do anything. They tried, I think, to do a few moves, but they didn't have the pieces to be able to attract any of the teams to give up some of their guys they were putting out for trade. Specifically, they were looking for relievers. I still think that was kind of a bit short-sighted. Yeah, that's a fix in the short run, but man, it doesn't make them. That's not a game changer for them. I want them to see go big, even if it doesn't mean they're not going to win this year. But why didn't they kind of try and go in on Ohtani or Soto? I know they were kind of briefly in the discussion for Ohtani. I know they may have to give up some of their current major league players possibly, but man, this organization just has a history of not really making the big moves when they kind of need to. And I can think of a handful of times and since I've been a fan where wow, that was actually kind of out of character for them and they did something really big. The first one that kind of stands out to me when I was a young adult, they got Albert Bell, and that just kind of was out of the blue, just because Reinsdorf was one of the guys that did not want to pay these major salaries, these players, and he went out and gave the biggest contract in baseball at that time. Man, it was a long time ago. I think it was 5 years for $50 million. Man, times have changed. But yeah, just, man, for a team that I know is not the most popular team in this city, they sure do act like it. I know Mets have new ownership, but man, I know they're not the big team in New York, but man, they don't act like they're not the big team in New York. They make big moves. And I just want to be able to kind of see the White Sox one day kind of do the same. I think if they really make the effort to win consistently, the fans will come. They won't be in the same way with the Cubs. It never will be. Don't try and compete with the Cubs with attendance, but you can still have a winning ball club. You think the Mets are trying to beat the Yankees in attendance every year? They would love it, but I don't think that's their focus. Their focus is to be able to win. That's where they're going to be able to get the attention of the city. So anyway, thanks for listening to my little rant. A little disappointed they didn't kind of make some moves. They're still a very talented team, and yes, they could still win the division. And who knows, once you get in postseason, things can get crazy. I think they have some young players on the team that could get hot and can really carry the team. I just haven't seen it at this point. In fact, I haven't even looked at the score tonight to see how they're doing, but I just haven't seen it. All right, so brief mail day here. Just kind of looking around. I'm trying to start cleaning out my sort of watch list, but there's a few cards that I'm still kind of wanting to pick up from certain players and certain sets. So I've been kind of looking around because I wanted to get one of the early 2000s X-Factor of a White Sox player. So I actually ended up getting the manager. I got an Ozzie Guillen here. It's numbered out of actually 20, which is kind of cool because the X-Factor is out of 2004, were uncirculated, meaning they were box toppers for the Chrome hobby boxes. And they came in these cases right here that the card's still in to this day. I think it just got really cool shine. This is the first manager card of Ozzie Guillen, and obviously he's always going to have a soft spot in my heart and many White Sox fans here in Chicago just because of his contributions to the team that won the World Series, and has just continued to be kind of a character in the area ever since then on some broadcasts and color commentary and things like that for the team. So I just picked it up. It was pretty inexpensive and much less expensive than trying to get the Frank Thomas, obviously. And I don't think that was even available on eBay when I saw it. So as if you watched my channel before, you know that I do collect Derek Jeter. So been wanting to replace my 2003 gold card because it's got a lot of nicks. This one looks like it's got kind of a miscut right here on the corner and maybe a little white on the top here. I was hoping it might be a little bit more mint. The card's 19 years old, so if it really wasn't kept in really good condition at the time, when it was put in this top loader, or if it's been moved in and out of top loaders, they're prone to get chipped. So anyway, it wasn't very expensive picking it up. At some point, I'd like to get some of these all in like PSA 9s if possible. Yeah, I've been obviously kind of hot into Jeter lately because of the docu-series that's going on ESPN, which is just excellent. I loved watching Derek Jeter, even though I wasn't a Yankee fan, but had no problems with Derek Jeter as a fan. Also got another one of the 2011 Diamond Anniversary cards of Derek Jeter. This is actually from the Update series, where they have a highlight card that's also a checklist, but it's also where they kind of highlight his 3,000th hit that year at Yankee Stadium. I think it was a home run, if I'm not mistaken. Really nice looking card, the cognac version of it. I finally noticed just today why it was probably marked down to a 7. There's a little itty bitty part where the coloring's off. Either it didn't print right, or if it's a little scratch into the card. I think it was a scratch in the card. It may have graded lower, but you know, a 7, I didn't pay a lot for that. So I'm pretty happy to just kind of add it in the collection and add it with the other ones that I have, which you've seen recently on the channel. And the guy who sent it to me was really nice. He threw in a couple other cards. He threw an opening day from 2014, just a base card, but he also threw in a base chrome from 2010 of Derek Jeter. So those will go into my binder when I have a chance to put them together. And then the final thing I kind of picked up is I got into a break for this Platinum Anniversary box for the 2011 or 2021 Chrome. And I thought I was getting the White Sox, but I didn't look at it quickly because it was coming up for, it was expiring just in a few seconds, and the auction was closing. I thought it was really cheap. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm going to put like a bid on here real quick, so I'm going to get the White Sox. And they're opening, I think, like 6 hobby boxes or something. So I'm like, I'm going to get something kind of cool, right? Well, then I looked at it later after I paid it. It was a player break. It was a player break of Hoyt Wilhelm, which, okay, so you know you're not getting an auto there, right? Because he's dead. But I was hoping maybe get some color in there. So I got him back recently, and I got all base cards. So if anybody out there is looking to finish this set and they'd like a base card of Hoyt Wilhelm, just let me know, because I got 8 of them and I have no idea what to do with them. It's not a set I plan on finishing anytime soon. So that's it. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I'll probably make a video later on this week/weekend, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week.